Hey YouTube family, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I've gotten healthy as somebody who is studying a nutritionist, physical trainer, and while I'm getting my certificates, I created this channel because I really want to emphasize the importance on just like taking care of yourself and how it doesn't have to be expensive and it doesn't have to be, I'm gonna just de-influence you, okay? It doesn't have to be crazy, spending into the newest vitamins or whatever. You don't have to actually spend money at all. And actually, I'm going to I want you to really understand that this isn't about spending money and this isn't about overconsumption. And I think all those things actually lead you to being unhealthy. For example, number one is overconsuming. So the first thing um, I did from going from always having acne all over my face, like I'm talking about always having acne. Like I had so much not only cystic acne but also just these little red bumps. um and it was because I was overusing products that I didn't need. My skin, and this is what I mean by de-influence you, like social media, Instagram will have you thinking that you need a 50-step skincare routine when in reality your skin is literally begging you to just keep it to two products. Like if your skin is flaring up, if it's always red, that's not normal. It's because your skin is tired. If you constantly have strawberry skin, I always had strawberry skin to the point I'm thinking, this is just genetics. This is just who I am. And I just kept my skincare routine to a minimum. I use Vaseline, which is petroleum jelly, which is, a very simple ingredient that helps nourish your skin and keep moisture in your skin. Um, and I do that after every shower while I'm still wet from the shower. I put on lotion and then the Vaseline. Very simple. Got rid of my strawberry skin. However, if you search up on Instagram, they'll have you thinking that like you need so many products and you need this certain product to get rid of it. Keeping things simple has been the key to being healthy, like for real. And it's gonna sound like, no, it can't be that. It's that easy. And so number one is keeping things simple. Even your meals, like I don't overdo with my meals. I know exactly what I'm eating every meal. It also helps you save on calories a ton. Like you're not overdoing it with calories because you have the same consistent meals. And oh, that's so boring. I need variety. You can always add, put more spices and veggies and things like that. But when you are constantly changing up what you're eating, you're never going to stick to a routine. Um, what you eat affects your routine so much. It affects your sleep schedules, which have a direct impact on how much you can lift at the gym, on um, how you feel throughout the day, your mood. All that has to do with being healthy. And really understand that when you start to really take care of yourself and your mental, it shows up in your appearance. You're able to pour into yourself, into your appearance. You see what I'm saying? Like when you take care of your sleep, you're gonna look well slept. You're gonna look like you take care of yourself. And ultimately, like, I think that's what we all want. We all want to look and feel healthy. If you are just chasing an aesthetic to look healthy, you're not gonna feel healthy, which is gonna suck, but it's not going to be sustainable. You can cover up, you can use all this, like it's just like makeup. It's like you can use a bunch of great makeup products, but it'll get to the point where one, you just can't maintain it, you know, you don't have the time, or two, like you're not really healthy, you know, you were never looking at the root cause of it. I barely have makeup on right now and I love how my skin looks. I love not having to overly do maintenance because I prioritize health. I prioritize feeling and looking healthy, and that goes a long way. I'm a waitress and I get compliments all the time on how I look and my physique and my body and, you know, my waist, and people are always wondering how I can eat so much and then still have a slim body. And it's like doing the basics, sticking to the basics. Yes, you know, go to the gym, but not just go to the gym and waste your time. Like, have the same routine. Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. Next thing is like, you know, your money. Like, when you start to really simplify things and really get serious about, you know, your finances, is when you have so much peace of mind, and having a peace of mind truly transforms your health. Okay, because it's not just about having money in the bank account, it's about, you know, you, and it doesn't even have to be a crazy amount. Everybody lives off different, you know, a different amount of money. They can live off a different amount of money depending on what state you live in, who you live with, who supports you. You know, everybody has different circumstances. Some people have no support. Me personally, I pay completely all my bills. I don't have support. However, I do live with someone, so the rent is shared. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has their different circumstances. Everybody has a different number of what they can live off of every month. So take that amount and times it by 6. So what, like, the basic, the bills, like what is the bare minimum you can live off of for 1 month, and multiply that by 6. That is your 6-month emergency savings. And I need you to get very serious about saving that. I have a couple of videos on how to save your first 10K. You could go watch my last 2 videos, and that's what they're on. But the reason this is so important to being healthy is because when you are in constant stress and panic mode about bills, about just basic living expenses, you are going to, it's just so much easier to fall off of your routines, of your exercise fitness routines, because now you're just thinking about, oh my god, I don't have money in my account, I'm stressing, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it increases decision fatigue because you feel like you got so many decisions to make, because you only have, you know, a couple dollars to your name, and you have to make it stretch. And, you know, I'm getting stressed just thinking about it. Now you got to make all these decisions, and you're too tired, and now you're too tired to make a healthy meal and go grocery shopping and take the time to grocery shop, which is not hard. But because we're all so tired all the time, which it's really not even that we're tired, it's that we're stressed all the time because we didn't take some, you know, we didn't sacrifice a couple of months of fun to build that emergency fund, to build something sustainable. You know, if you don't have an emergency fund, you have a reliable car. You know, you take care of your car. You bought a car that, you know, maybe is not the most luxurious, but it was a good deal. Like, that in itself brings less stress. It's not, being healthy isn't always about being flashy. It's not about being flashy at all, really. It's being simple, being able to live in a simple, peaceful life. That's why monks are so happy, because they live with the bare minimum, right? Which to them is not the bare minimum. To them, that's everything, you know, their peace. And peace is priceless. So yeah, pay attention to what it is that you're eating, um, and have some kind of routine in place when it comes to what you're eating. It's gonna make it so much easier to also save money. saving money, getting your body right, and do something that helps you express your creative expression, something you look forward to. It could be, YouTube, it could be writing, it could be reading, something that expands your mind. It makes you feel like you're in flow state. To everybody that looks different, maybe it's sports, whatever, but you really get in that moment where you feel like a kid again, where you feel like you're just bouncing off ideas and you know, an instrument, whatever the case may be. I think that that's really important to your mental health and ultimately getting healthy. Um, I take vitamins. I prioritize taking vitamins. Sometimes we're not able to be cooking veggies all day and things like that, but I make it hard. I make it very easy to be healthy, and I make it very hard to be unhealthy. So I don't have any DoorDash, I don't have any Instacart, I don't have any delivery apps on my phone. I don't have even Starbucks on my phone. I don't have McDonald's. I don't have any of that. I used to be that person. I don't have any of it. I make it very hard again to be unhealthy. Um I make it very easy to be healthy. I have the ingredients that I know that I need, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, things that I can use in rotation and I can switch it up in meals, pastas, I have ready. You don't have to take a whole afternoon and meal prep. Sometimes it's way easy. Pasta takes 10 minutes to make. If you make like 2 boxes, you at the same time, that's literally 10 minutes and you just put it away and now you just have pasta at home. Like, it's really that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Like I promise you, it can get very easy. And sometimes our biggest blocks are ourselves of being like, nah, that I can't do that. That's not for me. It is for you. How serious are you about changing your life, about feeling better? Um, so yeah, I'm gonna end this video there. I hope this helped. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like this video. I love to see your guys' comments, so make sure you do that. Bye, y'all.